Peter Hudson, Head of Training and Recruitment with the World Golf Teaching Federation and operator of the Free Lessons for Life program. And within that there's a couple of clues, because within the Free Lessons for Life, it's not just lessons for golf, but lessons for life. Now, everything I've learned over the last 40 years has been to help others play better golf, and then golfers to become golf coaches to do the same. Now, whether you want to sell more products, be a better coach or teacher, whether you want to become a more effective communicator, whether you want to become a better parent, partner, friend, or just be more in the moment, there may be something in this for you. Now, on my journey, I soon realised no matter what I knew about the golf swing, it didn't transmit automatically into a skill. So I started looking at how we learn. I studied NLP, psychology, performance profiling, and I've recently finished a course doing I3, which is a very, very interesting profiling feature. Accelerated learning. I read over 500 books, visited thousands of seminars, and talked to some of the world's leading experts. And if there was one aspect of learning more important than any other, it was feedback. I already knew a couple of little things that I got from Tim Galway from the Inner Game series, Awareness is Curative, and I adopted the belief that everyone already has the tools to achieve anything. So when I looked at the 4 levels of learning, unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence and unconscious competence, I realised that number 2 there, the conscious competence, was the first thing that we had to do. Make people aware of what they're actually doing, and this obviously is through feedback. You know, when I started reading Charles Seashaw's book, The Art of Giving and Receiving Feedback, he laid out a few things to me that started my voyage of discovery. He talks about the ineffective feedback, evaluating and judging behaviour. I created what I call the blank canvas, which is this idea that everyone's a complete individual, and through nature and nurture they're going to be different from anybody else on the planet. He talks about that ineffective feedback is generalised. So I got very specific with the feedback, and that really did bring our focus of attention on what we were actually trying to do and what it was achieving. We discovered, or he suggests, that ineffective feedback is delayed or saved up. So I very soon realised that the quicker we gave the feedback, the more effective it was in them becoming aware. But also, within that vein, I also discovered that it stopped people getting emotional. It says to ask questions which are statements. So I started asking non-directional questions, and people just astounded me about how much they knew about themselves and their movements, and they just got in touch with themselves and became aware and owned the project. There were so many advantages to that. Ineffective feedback is unsolicited or imposed. I stopped telling people what to do. I waited for them to ask me, and the power in that was incredible. I even learned after that when people even asked for feedback, that I might have to question why they did, because sometimes they were just asking me to agree with them. Moving swiftly on, Charles moved on to the potential troubles of feedback, and a whole list there. 3 specifically affected me. 1, we believe that people change their behaviour solely through information. We're in an information age now, and to think that just by giving people information they're going to change is ridiculous. We need to manage these projects. Part of that will this belief in a one-trial learning, that we can tell somebody to do something once and they're going to do it. We've learned if we want to get them into conscious competence, there's got to be a certain amount of quality repetitions of any task before they begin to get the hang of it. And then they're probably going to have to do between 5,000 and 10,000 repetitions to make it a true habit. Lastly, for me, we forget that behaviour is contextual and relational. This for me meant that golf coaching from the start had been done wrong. People went for a lesson on a range. How are we going to assess them unless we went to see them play golf? How do they prepare? What equipment have they got? What's their course management? How do they behave? What's their attitude on the course? How are they making decisions? Are they playing the right shots and the right holes at the right time? Once we start doing this, then we really can affect performance. Now, there's many other things here. We are unaware of projection and transference. We believe that our behaviour causes somebody else to change. We predict that the other person will change. This was really important to me. We fail to realise that the most important person listening to our feedback might be ourselves. We also view other people as smart when their feedback matches our own perceptions. And we are unaware and naive of the shadow we cast. Now, whether you just want to play better golf or communicate more effectively or whatever it is that you want to do, I suggest you read this document 2 or 3 times a day for a month and just improve your awareness of yourself and of others to the point where you may just change may happen and you may just be happier or well balanced or at least have a more effective business. Thank you for listening.